Okay, all right. Let's get into it. Okay, all right. So in our last class, we've been looking at some analysis technique, right? We've looked at function. We started with function, and I was able to show us a list of functions based on their breakdown. Right? We looked at some breakdown of functions, and then we were able to look at statistics, right? Yeah, now I wanted to talk a bit about some other statistical features, but instead of having to do that, I thought of why don't we take up a project? Why don't we do a complete project instead of having to go through that? All right, so why don't we like do a complete project, and then from that project we can learn on the job, and that can give us some kind of experience. So I decided to pick a project from the course. Um, all right, so what I'm gonna be doing in this in for the remaining of Excel class, because I actually just have this week to be done with Excel. The SQL study group should start by weekend. By Wednesday, we're having the onboarding session on Wednesday. So some of us have already registered for it. So if your SQL will pick up by next week, this week Wednesday, then I mean onboarding is on Wednesday, but the real class starts in November. Then I'm hoping that in the first week of November or the first 2 weeks of November, we should be able to talk about some tools. I'm looking at AI tools to be more specific, some AI tools and how we can integrate data analytics tools into it. And that will be the end of this mentorship. And then what will be left for the mentorship is to place us on courses for those of us that really want to go into course, but probably are challenged by PC. I know some of us are having issues with technical challenges, which there's a way I can help with that, but I cannot. So what I'll just do is place us on courses, right? And there are some courses I'm hoping to get some of us into. Some courses by Google, some courses by some paid courses, some free courses actually. I'm actually looking at free courses for us. All right. While I still have, remember I told us about the plan where I'm gonna put some of us on course and then I'm gonna be monitoring your learning while on that journey. That's what will happen in the previous in the weeks to come. But by the end of November, we should be done with this program. If I dress in November, by the second week of November. So if I look at my calendar based on my schedule, right? Because yeah, so based on my schedule, by 16th of November, we should be done with this program. All right, by the 16th of November, we should be done with the program. What will be left for us to get into will now be more of um, taking personalized course, taking some of the courses I've been recommending to us, right? And having to like check up on us. So we're just gonna be having like once in a month, once in a week check-in call just to ask us, okay, what are you doing? What have you done this week? How is your course going? What challenges have you had on the course? What question do you want to ask and all that? Okay, that's what our next phase will look like moving forward after we've completed this program. All right, so that's just more like it. So let's get into what I have for us today. So I'm gonna be taking a full industry project. My course StartX, which is a data analytics academy, where a number of persons are currently taking a data analysis course. I thought of having to pick one of the projects that we have on commerce and use it to teach in this mentorship program. All right. Hopefully, this will help us learn and consolidate on some things. All right. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
So, gifts. This is me training you. This is me giving you like a blank check. Based on these three industry, which do you have interest in? Commerce, finance, health. Pick an industry that you would want me to use for a project, and let's work with it.
For healthcare,
Okay, why healthcare?
because I'm into it.
Okay, all right. So let's take healthcare. All right. So if we go into healthcare, we have three projects. We have two projects in healthcare: Project Five and Project Six. Now you don't know what these two projects is about, so I'm just going to go into it, and then I'm going to ask Frida to pick one of the industry in healthcare, one of the projects that we can explain in healthcare. So I'm just going to open both of them. All right. That's five and six. Um. Okay. All right, so this is for project six, and then this is for project five. Yeah. All right, so this is for project five, and this is for project six. So, let me just give a brief intro to the project. Then, Frida, Frida, are you still on the call? Okay, all right, then Frida, you can decide which one you want me to go with. So the first is project six. Project six talks about diabetes. Okay, talked about diabetes. The project is focused on how can we use Microsoft Excel to identify. This is where the problem is. Let's read it. It says Excel will be used to identify which factor such as BMI, physical activities and diet. I mean BMI, physical activities, diet and smoking. So how do these factors have strongest correlation with the diabetes prevalence? So we just want to know how these factors, what are the factors that are contributing to diabetes, and how which of those factors have stronger correlation. And then when we find out that information, we want to uncover some insight um into that health illness, and then we want to recommend to the hospital what they can do. The second line, the second paragraph, the last paragraph here says the insight gained from this project will help. Let me zoom into the document. It says the insight gained from this document, from this project rather, where's that. All right, so the insight gained from this project will help healthcare professionals and policymakers make informed data-based decision aimed at reducing diabetes risk and promoting healthier lifestyle. So that's for project six. Frida, did you get that? Frida, if you're speaking, I can hear you. Okay, I see your mic is unmuted, but I cannot hear you actually. Okay. I think you're saying something, but I'm trusting that you actually got that project six and what it's about. Let's look at project five. So I just need to pick one from these two. The second project under healthcare, from this project five, focuses on health and lifestyle. What we want to do is we want to, first of all, we want to study how lifestyle affects and influence people's health. How their lifestyle influence people's health, right? Their lifestyle, such as their behaviors, what are the things that what are the things that they consume, or how does their demography, how does their behavior, how does their habits, the things that they do that are their habits, such as some of the choices that they make daily, their diet, the exercise that they do or don't do, their sleeping hours or not sleeping, all of that, stress management in general, how those habits affect people's well-being, how it affects their health, so how their health lifestyle affect their health. And of course, you would agree with me that we are a sum total of what we do, right? So based on your habits, based on your routines, based on what you spend your time doing, those are the things that are going to accumulate as the health status of a person. So that's how relevant is these two projects, right? I want you to use the comment section to decide which of the project we should explore. If you want us to do project 5 or you want us to do project 6, you can just use the comments because I know your mic is unmuted, but I can hear you. Okay, so while you're doing that, I would be project 5. Interesting. Okay. All right, healthcare. The health and life. Okay, so I'll just close this. Okay. Now, I wish there was a way to make us be more active in this project, right? Because I promise you that if you do this project can actually reflect on your portfolio because this project is actually an industry project, right? That my students are going to be putting on their own portfolio. I mean, I'm talking about a complete data analytics course. But due to the privilege that we have, we are going to be using this as our Excel project, right? So doing this can actually mean that you can put it on your portfolio. But I need to scrutinize that project and I need to be able to guide you on it. I mean, when I say guide you, I'm talking to everyone. All right. I'm able to guide all of us on it. So I hope that this session will be able to. Even the recording session I'm going to be doing in the days to come, this is what I'm going to be focused on. How to how to pick each of these projects or how to approach this project. Okay. Right. What's it called? Okay. Um. Okay. All right. Cool. Okay. So let's get back to Excel, shall we? I mean, not Excel. I have no business with X. I mean, I have no business with the data we were working it in the previous class. Except you choose to use this to practice. I will close this and maybe save and close. Okay, so let's get back to the documents, which is the project that we would be looking at. I think I have it on this mail. Okay, so let's put this on view mode and not edit. All right. Okay, so first thing first, every project requires understanding, and that understanding is where you bring in your knowledge, your background knowledge of that industry. Right. When you solve industry projects, you need to have a background knowledge of that industry, especially related to that project. So I've done the assignments for you. I've done all the storytelling and research. So we just need to understand this document. Now this is called a project document because it will contain almost all the information that you need to guide you into this project. All right. Now let's read it. Okay, instead of me reading it, I prefer somebody to read it and then I'll explain it. So any volunteer, because I'm not doing this project alone, trust me. Okay, Gift, you can go ahead and attempt to read. I would show you the screen right about now.
Praise the Lord.
Oh no.
Okay. Okay. So, project introduction. Healthy living depends on the daily choices people make, from diet and exercise to sleep and stress management. Many individuals struggle to understand how these habits combine to affect their overall health and well-being. The Health and Lifestyle Dataset provides an opportunity to analyze the relationships between lifestyle behaviors and health outcomes.
Thank you. Take a minute. Now, in the first paragraph, we it's a introduction of the value of this project, which is we're going to be looking at the healthy living of. I mean, we're going to be looking at variables related to health and well-being. All right, that's the idea from that first paragraph. But then the data that we're going to be using we want to analyze the relationship. You can already tell the kind of analysis that you'll be doing from this introduction, from just that sentence. This data set will provide us opportunity to analyze the relationship. So the question becomes, how do you analyze relationship? Let's bring it home. If we look at the price of two products, let's say Golden Penny and Dangote Spark. Let's use spaghetti. All right, Golden Penny and Dangote Spark. The relationship between these two is that these two are pasta, right? So the relationship between these two is that they are pasta, right? So being able to analyze the relationship between these two will be in to say, okay, what is the difference in price, and which do people prefer? Analyzing that relationship is important. If two persons are close, then if I want to know what is going on between these two, I have to analyze that relationship. So the question is, we're going to be analyzing the relationship. That's what this prayer is about. So the question now is, what kind of relationship? And then the next sentence tells us that we're going to be analyzing the relationship between lifestyle behaviors and healthy outcome. Of course, from this now, you can tell that lifestyle behaviors are the inputs information, and then healthy outcome are the outputs, because you cannot tell your healthy outputs without telling some inputs, because healthy is already a output. It's at the end, it's standing at the edge of the door, but something needs to step into that door, and that is healthy behavior. All right, so that's just the whole idea behind the introduction of the project. All right, does that make any sense to us?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's talk about the second paragraph. Gift. Please go ahead.
Okay. So this project aims to use Microsoft Excel as a complete analytic tool to study how lifestyle factors influence health. It covers every stage of the process, including data collection, cleaning, analysis, visualization, and reporting. The analysis focuses on identifying which habits are most strongly linked to better health, how demographics influence lifestyle patterns, and what behaviors may indicate potential health risks.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Great. So we already can tell that this project is strictly Microsoft Excel. Right. You're told use Microsoft Excel, and you're told to use this tool to work on this project. And then something interesting is in this paragraph, which is all the stages that is involved in data analysis. For you to do a complete data analysis project, we actually call it an end-to-end project. You have to follow these stages, right? And it says the stage involves data collection. Now, this is a healthcare related project. So we want to believe that the data should be easy to access, which is from the health professionals themselves. So the question is the data given to us, or are we going to find the data ourselves? Interestingly, the data has been provided to us, right? And right here, we see the source of the data. And if I hover around it, I get to see an insight. So this link is going to take me to the source of this data, which I've actually referenced. So that's good. All right. So we already can tell that there are processes to this project, data collection. So the data is given to us. The second is cleaning. So we need to clean the data. The third is analysis. So we need to analyze the data. Already, we know the kind of analysis we're going to be doing, which is analyzing the relationship between lifestyle behavior and healthy outcome. And then lastly, there is visualization and reporting. Visualization is you being able to represent your analysis in forms of charts, right? Being able to represent your insight in charts. And then reporting is creating a slide for it, or creating a means of dashboard where people can be able to get information about the project by just looking at some visuals or some storytelling approach, right? And then I like the last paragraph, because the last paragraph tends to help you see that this is exactly what you're told to do. One, you're supposed to focus on habits that mostly are linked to healthy, better health. So it means that when we look at the data set, we need to ask ourselves, what are the variables that are related to health? And then it says how demography. So it means we also need to look at the variables that are related to demography and ask ourselves how and look at how those variables will affect lifestyle pattern. And then lastly, we need to look at variables that are related to behavior and find out how these variable will indicate potential health risk. So you already said that there are three kind of the analysis now breaks down into three because you are told what you're supposed to focus on. All right, you're supposed to focus on identifying which habits are strongly linked to better health. So that's one. Two, you're also told to focus on the demography variable and find out how these variables influence lifestyle pattern. That's two. And then three, you're told what behavior would indicate, potential healthy. So that's like three questions in one project already. So you already know what is guiding you. All right, your kind of research already would this will guide your research, this will guide your thinking, this will guide your objective, and that's how to go about a data analytics project. Understanding your objective is very important. Okay, I'll read the last paragraph. Final output includes a clean data analytics worksheet and interactive Excel dashboard. So you already told what you're supposed to come up with. You're supposed to have at the end of the day, you're supposed to have a clean Excel data. That means clean the data and have a clean sheet. Then the second sheet we want to see is where you did all your analytics. And then the next sheet we want to see is an interactive Excel dashboard sheet. And the last is a slide style summary report. So you already know what you're going to submit at the end of this project. Okay. And then the rest is just repetitive story. Now, let's come to the business problem definition. Gifts. Please go ahead. Read me this paragraph.
Okay, so health and lifestyle choices significantly influence people's overall well-being,
Sure.
productivity, and life expectancy. However, many individuals and organizations lack data-driven understanding of how daily habits such as sleep patterns, diet, physical activity, stress levels, and smoking or drinking habits impact health outcomes. As a result, as impact health outcomes. As a result, wellness programs and lifestyle interventions are often designed without measurable insight into what truly drives healthy living.
All right. Thank you. Great. So already we this gives us a background of the problem because as a data analyst, please know that data analysis is actually a tool in your hand to solve a problem. Data analysis is not like a graphic designer. You're not solving a problem of communication because communication is where designers are, project managers are, content writers, digital marketers. These guys are communications. They are there to communicate the value of the business, of what the product is, of of what the company is about. But you as an analyst, you're working in-house. You're not working out there. You're not out there to help the business showcase what it's doing. No, you're inside the company. For example, for this data we're working in, you're inside the research, the hospital or the medical center. You're interested in this problem. All right. And now you have to consider what is the true meaning of this problem. And that's what this business problem definition is about. All right. It says sleep pattern, diet, physical activity, stress levels, smoking, drinking habits. How do these variables impact health outcome? How does it impact health? At the end of the day, you already know that if you carry out this analysis, you would be coming up with a recommendation on how the hospital, depending on the source, or how people should look out for these things to help them increase their healthy living. All right, so that's that. Okay, so I'll skip the second paragraph. Let's go to the business problem statements paragraph. Yeah.
Okay, so the organization wants to analyze how different lifestyle habits affect individual health status and identify key risk factors for poor well-being. The management seeks to answer questions such as what lifestyle factors, so e.g., sleep hours, diet quality, activity level are most strongly associated with good health? Which demographics, age, gender, occupation show higher levels of unhealthy behaviors? How do stress levels correlate with physical activities, diet, and sleep quality? What combination of health leads to the highest self reported health scores? How can wellness campaigns be personalized for different demographic groups based on the findings? Thanks.
Thank you. Great. Now, already, this is a problem that is in the heart of the organization. They are concerned about these things. What they need you to do is to help them make the right decision, because the company, the organization doesn't just want to take decisions. They want to base this decision from a data perspective. And so you as the analyst would have to judiciously use the data that is provided to you to look at each of these problem statement. We call it problem statement because these are the things that are, you sit down in the room with this company and they are talking about these things. You sit down in the room with stakeholders and they are discussing about these things. You're taking your pen and your journals and you're writing down these things. At the end of the day, this is what they need you to go and find out and come back and report to them from a data perspective. All right. Now, at the end of the day, these insights from the analysis would guide the development of target health improvement program. Already, the objective is clear. The application is clear. This is what they're going to use the information that you bring back to do. They will use it to run health improvement programs. They will use it to do wellness challenges. They will use it as educational campaign to improve lifestyle choices. But then you see that whatever you give them is dependent. Whatever they do is dependent on what you give them. So if you give them the wrong result or the wrong thing, or if you don't take your time to do the right thing or do a quality work, you're going to be misleading the program that they are going to be running, the healthcare program they're going to be running. You're going to be misleading the wellness challenge projects that they're going to be doing, and the campaign that they're going to be running educational wise is going to go run into a challenge. That's because you as an analyst, you're holding so many information, so you need to be careful the way you approach your work. You can't do things casually. You have to be very specific and dedicated to that work, and this is the reason why data analysts are well paid, and everyone is talking about data analysis right now. This is just it. All right. So I'm gonna skip all this, but then I'll just run them. Okay, let me not skip it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna first have our data imported into Excel, because right now the data is not in Excel. And then we're gonna try to clean the data. All right, cleaning the data will require that we use some Excel functions, Power Query,
Yeah.
and then there is the analysis part where we're going to do some calculations on the data. And then we're going to visualize and build a dashboard to help us display lifestyle metrics, health patterns, and demography. And then we're going to create a report slide. Now, I don't know how much we're going to do in this project, but I hope that this would help you kickstart something. Yeah, I'm hoping that this will help you kickstart something, because this is actually a full blown work. This is the kind of work I sit down and I do, and it take me like a week to complete, and then I send it at the end of the day. All right. So I'm hoping that this project will expose you to things, and as well, I need you to put your attention here, because I'm not sure I will go back to many things. All right. And there's going to be video on some of the things, but then it's all depending on how much commitment we're able to bring to this. It's just sad that we don't have a comfortable environment to learn, or we don't have a comfortable environment to get the best out of what we're doing. But then we're Nigerians anyway, so we learn in the midst of the toughness. All right. So let's get into the data part. So
Sir,
these, yeah,
wait. Sir, I have a question concerning that statement of the problem.
okay,
So I want to ask, that statement of the problem, is it, how will I put it now? The statement of it, is it the people that is the problem that is the challenges that the people are facing? They now brought it to say, okay, oh, let them work on it. Or
okay.
like what I mean is that statement of the problem, is it the people's challenges? For example, now maybe their lifestyle, the issue or the challenges they're having with their health. You understand? So
All
I'm
right.
asking that statement of the problem. Is it the challenges the people are facing or what?
Okay, so imagine that you work for a research company and the research company take up projects from different companies. Now, one of the company reached out to that research company and they said they need a analyst that can work with them. And then the company you're currently working for decided to recommend you to work with them. This is the kind of project that they are going to give you to work on. So it's not a problem of the people, it's a problem of the person that hire you and what they want. Now they've told you what they want to do, right? In the document, they've said, "Oh, if some of them won't give you a document from real life experience, you won't even get a document." Let's be honest. Let me be honest with you. You sit down in the room with them and you discuss. So if you don't take notes, that's you. You will sit down and discuss. They will sit down in the room with you and they'll start discussing, and you'll be hearing information that you don't even know the meaning or the source of it. So you have to take notes, you have to record those conversations so that you can listen to know what exactly is the problem here. Very few of them have project managers. Their project managers will now tell you, okay, so this is what we want to do. We want to know what is the lifestyle factor that is really related to the good health of these people. Now, nobody cares about the people. You care about the person that hire you. You don't care about the people. But then they care about the people because they are the ones that have direct access to the people that are suffering this. And that's the people they collected the data from. So your own job is to understand what your stakeholders is asking you to do and get to do it. Why? Whatever result you come up with, that is what they will use to apply to the problem to solve it. Does that answer your question?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right. So most times you don't find yourself having direct access to the market. What you do is, except you are doing a research project. If you're doing a personal research, then you will find out the problem. You gather the data yourself. But when you work with an organization, for example, you've already been told here that the organization wants to analyze how. So they already you know you're working with an organization, and they are giving you the problem, and you're going straight into it. Now, let's look at the data. Let's go straight into the data. I have an hour left, and naturally an hour because I have a meeting by 10, so I need to be done by 9 to 9:45. All right, let's look at the data. Now, you would not everything we do in data analysis is related to the data. So, understanding that data is the first thing. Now we've understand the problem and we've understood what we want to do. The next is let's take a look into the data. Now, by completing this project, the organization will gain a clear understanding, blah, blah, blah. Let's go straight to source. So if I click this source, it's going to take me to a page where that data is. All right, it's saying redirecting you to www.cargo.com slash healthcare hyphen lifestyle dataset. So let's just give it a few minutes and let's download this data because wherever the data is coming from, your job will be to download it and import it into your tool. Okay, so let's
Yes,
just
sir.
hold on for a little bit. It's taking a while. All right, so any question before we get into the next phase? And I think I'll just stop the recording here and then pick up the recording again. Right, minutes. Okay, all right. So let's go back to the previous. So this is lifestyle data set. This is some information about the data. So what I just want to do here is to download the data. Okay. So I'm just gonna come down to here where I have the name of the project and the data sets. All right. So I'm just gonna click on this icon here. Okay. I'm gonna click on the icon there. So I cannot download the data set from Kaggle without creating an account. So it's gonna ask me to log in. I'm gonna take a while to log in. All right, so I'm logged in now, so I can come back and try to download this. Okay, so this 3, 2, 1. Okay, I think I had a folder for this project. Let me see. Oh, really? All right. Mm, all right, so I'm going to put the data set here. All right. Okay. Now, first things first, the way I'm going to import this data is different from what we've been doing. I'm going to open a blank Excel because I'm going to use the Power Query to import this data. Why am I using Power Query to import the data? Let's go back to the documents. Again, the problems, documents that's guiding us. All right, so if I step back for a little bit, I step back for a little bit. So this. All right. So based on what we have, which is the document, we have a scope, right? It says use Excel formulas and Power Query to handle missing data, standardize category, and ensure accuracy. So I'm going to use Power Query to import this data into Excel because Power Query is a powerful feature in Excel, or you can call it an engine in Excel that allows us to transform and clean our data. All right, it's like a engine. It's like an engine in Excel. So I'm just gonna close all this. No, remove, span the entire screen. Three, two, one, full screen. All right. So where do we go to get the data into Excel? I'm going to go. I'm going to go to data, and then I'm going to now. Don't forget that the data that we downloaded is a CSV file. Okay. How do you know it's a CSV file? Let's go to the file here. So it says health lifestyle dataset.csv. So I'm going to use the CSV feature. So there's from text slash CSV. So I'm going to click from text slash CSV, and that is what I'm going to use to import this data. Now, Power Queries allows us with Power Query, you can import the data from a database, you can import the data from a website, we can import the data from through a link, right? A link. We can also import data from a database. Okay, I think I mentioned it, but you can also import the data from a cloud platform like Google BigQuery, Azure, or AWS, and the likes of it. Okay, are we still together? Or I'm talking to myself.
We are still together.
All right, so let's import this data into Excel using Power Query. Now, over here, you're going to see imports. All right, and then I will click on it. Okay, so Excel is trying to read the data. It says connecting. Please wait while we establish a connection. Still waiting. Still waiting. All right, now when you import your data to Power Query, you're going to first go through the preview interface. Now, this is the preview. This preview means I can see my data and what it looks like, but I cannot edit anything. Right, I can only see that the data has ID, it has age, it has gender, BMI, daily step, sleep hours, water intake, something, calorie consumed, smoker, alcohol, resting hours. I can see them, but I cannot touch or edit any value. All right. So there are two options down here. There is the transform, there is the load. If I want this data to go through the Power Query, this is the navigator, right? This is the navigator that allows us to view. But if you want to take data straight into Power Query, you click on transform data, and the data goes straight to Power Query. But if you want to take the data straight to Microsoft Excel, you can click on load, and the data will go straight to Microsoft Excel. Because currently this data is not in Excel. Look at my Excel. My Excel screen is blank. Data is not in Excel. Right? My Excel is blank. The data is not in Excel. It's still trying to get into Excel. It has to get in by my permission. Right? So if I click on transform, where's it going to go? Power Query. But if I click on load, where's it going to go? Microsoft Excel. If I click on transform, where will it go?
Power Query.
All right, so let's get there to Power Query. All right, so welcome to Power Query. This is a complete course. I wish there was a way to teach all of this, but I'm gonna send a video about Power Query during the week so that we can take the time to learn a bit about it. All right, I'm gonna send a video about it. But Power Query is actually where we can do a lot of things, a lot of things. So let's start with a few things we can do. First of all, this is where we set our data type. Now, all of the things that we do here in Power Query is tracked under the applied step. Everything we do here in Power Query is tracked under the applied step. No data in Power Query can be edited, only your headers that can be edited. Right? Headers can be edited, but the data itself cannot be edited. You can't edit anything here. Nothing is editable. All right, so that's what Power Query is about. It does not allow you to edit your data. You can only, you know, transform your data, but you can't clean. You can't delete anything. All right. The title of the data is over here under property name. Then every step we take in the Power Query structure. For example, if I try to delete the age, let's say I delete the age. See, it gives me a notification that removed column, a column have been removed. But if I want to undo what I've done, will I do Control Z? No, Control Z does not work in Power Query. So what I do is I'll click on this X sign until it turns red and I'll click on it. And that age column that I deleted comes back. Okay. And the age column that I deleted comes back. All right. Now, this column is actually your serial number and it does not have a data type. Okay, it does have a data type. Good, good, good. All right, now how do I even change the data type? If I want to change the data type of a value, can do it in Power Query. Just click at the edge of that column and you see all the possible data types that come with Excel. For example, gender, there is decimal numbers, currency, whole number, percentage, date, time and time zone, duration, text, true or false, binary, or you can set it yourself if you don't want to choose the one Excel is giving you. So because gender is a text, out of all these things that is here, gender is a text, so that's why it's giving the text ABC at the top. Now Excel is the one that did this data type. It wasn't me. So it means that Power Query have some features in it that can set your data to the proper data type. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now let's look at some of the things we can do in Power Query, shall we? Um Based on the nature of the data will determine the kind of things you can do in Power Query based on the nature of the data. Now look at the data that we have. You will notice that this data has a lot of what? What do you notice? Can anyone notice something very, very unique? Anybody notice anything very unique?
Figure.
Nobody noticed anything unique.
That's figures in decimal form.
You say what?
It says it has figures. That's
It,
figures in decimal form.
it has a lot of numbers, right, than text. I think the only text that this data has is gender. The rest are numbers. I mean, ID is number, age is number, gender is text, BMI is number, daily steps is number, sleep hours is numbers, water intake is numbers, calorie consumed is number, smoking is number, alcohol is number, resting hour is number. Everything is number except for what? Gender. So it means that we need to be able to create a group. Now, I like the last column. The last column says disease risk. Now, this disease risk has just two scales. So this is a scale data. The scale data is any data that falls between a range of numbers. Family history, what do we have? 0 and 1. 0 means this person does not have a family history. 1 is the person has family history. I'm going to explain each of the variables. Cholesterol level, these are serial numbers ranging from 150 downward. Um, diastolic BM, all right, diastolic BM, which is blood pressure. There are two types of blood pressure data that was recorded. The syntolic BM and the diastolic BM, and then we have
Hello,
resting
sir.
hours. Hello? All right. So the first thing is Power Query is supposed to help us, is available for us to do some transformation, but we can't do some transformation without understanding the data, right? Because you can't just go working on numbers that you don't even know their meaning. This is a healthcare variable. So we need to understand the story behind this data. What does this value mean? Yes, we can understand the documents, right? The document has done a good job to help us to know what this project is about, but the document did not tell us more about the data. It just told us about the project. So it's left for you as the analyst to understand the data. And that's where domain knowledge comes in. Your ability to ask questions, talk to people, talk to the people in the organization that have provided you that data, or you could do your research. You could try to research on BMI. What's the meaning of BMI? I mean, I don't know. What is daily step doing in this place? Why are you taking sleeping hours? Why is the sleeping hours 3.9? Does anybody sleep 3.9? Which one is water intake?
Oh,
Why is it in 3.4? Why are there? I mean, these numbers don't make sense until you're able to understand them from research or from someone that knows the meaning of this thing. So, anybody that wants to
sir.
volunteer to give us meaning.
So I am free to ask the question in the comment section.
Okay, what did she ask?
She said, "Sir, please redefine scale data.
We define what?
Redefine scale data."
Let me see that comment. It's sounding like Hebrew. Please redefine scale data. Oh, I should define what I said by scale data. Okay, scale data. Any data points. Now, let me break this down. Maybe I should slow down a bit. Now, all these are data points, right? Numbers, all these numbers, they are data points. We don't know the meaning of it. But first, there are two ways to understand the data. After you've understand the project, the next thing to understand is the data. Understanding the data comes in two perspectives. Now, you can understand the data from a statistical angle, and you can understand the data from a contextual angle. Ah, this is gold for me because these things have taken me years of experience to discover when working with projects. It's different from when you are doing a project because you just learned the course. This is something you learn years down the line of solving problems, working with industries and companies, right? So this class is very, very delicate if you know how much value we have. All right. So please listen. Two ways we look at data. We look at the data from two perspectives, from the statistical angle and from the contextual angle. What does it mean to look at the data from a statistical angle? Now, when I say scale, that's a statistical thing. Like being able to look at this data and say, okay, this data is qualitative or this data is quantitative, or when there is zero, zero means yes, one means no. That is from a statistical angle. All right, you're able to understand this by number. Contextual angle is what are these variables doing? Just like when I was saying, why is resting in 79? So once I know what 79 really means statistical, like what's the statistical meaning of this number to this context, that is the two ways we understand the data from a statistical perspective and from a contextual perspective. Now, there is numeric and there is scale. Let's start from the first variable, standard ID, sorry. Now, the ID is just a number. It's just numeric, meaning each number here represents a person. All right. Each number here represents a person. So at the end of the day, we the as the number go down this data set, that's the total number of people that were observed for this project, or the number of respondents whose data was collected. Now let's go to the next variable, age. Age is numeric, it's not a scale. All right, it's numeric. Numeric means that this number are literally numbers. If you see 56, 56 means that the age of this person is 56. It's not your mates. If you see 69, means this person is 69 years old. It's not a child. The numbers mean what they mean. That's numeric. But when you see values like BMI 20, 20 is not 20. You need to go back and understand what is BMI. And when we say a BMI score or a BMI rate is 20, that is a scale, because BMI is okay, first of all, let me not even go there. Anybody in the room that want to help us understand, explain what is BMI? Any medical person in the room? That when you call your name, you know yourself. You are the reason I chose health. You are the one that brought us into this place at the first place. You said health. We are here. Glory to God. What's BMI?
So BMI is body mass index.
What does it mean?
Is a measurement used to assess weight status.
The weight of a person, right?
Yes, sir.
Good. So if a number is, let's say this number, the lesser the number, what's the implication of a smaller number? What's the implication of a larger number?
Sir, please come again. I don't hear.
Okay, so some people have 20, some people have 33. What's the implication of somebody that has 33? And what's the implication of somebody that has 20? That means a smaller number, what does it infer? And a large number, what does it infer?
One refer underweight, one normal weight. Don't know.
Say that again. Sorry, I didn't capture.
Sir?
Okay.
I said one. Okay, for the smaller, for that 20.5, we can see this person has underweight. Then this the 3.3. Can see his normal weight. Don't know.
So that means there is a scale for normal weight and under and lesser weights. Do you have that scale of
Yes.
hand?
So for underweight is less than 18.5.
Okay, now I love this. Let me take my notes. I'm going to be taking notes of what you're saying because you're the teacher in this place right now, because this is where my statistical knowledge can stop. So give me a second to pop up in notes. 3, 2, 1. All right. I would. I'm trying to create a new page. Come on. Okay, that's it. Be gone. Be gone. I'm still with you. I've not gone. I'm still
Oh,
with you. I'm still with you. I'm trying to change the color of the notes.
okay, so should I continue?
Yes, please tell me more about BMI.
Okay, so for underweight, we have less than 18.5. Then for normal weight, we have 18.5 to 24.9.
18.5 to 21.
24.9.
Oh, 24.9. Okay.
Yeah. Then for overweight, that's when somebody is weighing too much, overweight, 25 to 29.9.
You said this is overweight.
Yes, sir.
Mm. Mm.
Then the last thing is obese. That's when we say somebody has obesity,
Okay.
that's greater than 30.
Really?
Yes.
Hmm. Interesting.
So that's the
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that. So that's what I'm saying by scale. You see that these numbers are scale. That means the record was taken for this person and the machine gave us the body mass index as 18.5. So that's what I meant by scale. Some data are scale and some data are just numeric. For example, daily step 4,198. It means that this person actually, of course, you know that there are apps that takes record of daily steps, right? So this literally is a number. Sleeping hours 3.99. Now, let's look at something around sleeping hours now. If you look at sleeping hours, the lowest number is 3 and the highest number is 10. The lowest number is 3 and the highest number is 10, right? Lowest number is 3, highest number is 10. If you are not sure, you can do it like this. Click on this column, go to transform column, go to statistics, click on maximum, and it will tell you the maximum is 10. All right, I can cancel this. And if I want to see the minimum of sleeping hours, I can click on that column, go to transform, go to statistics, and click on minimum. And it tells me the minimum is 3. Did you get what I just did? So that's why when you're doing stuff like this, you have to keep a note beside you because you're gonna be discovering things. Because what you're doing first is you're you're understanding the data. After understanding the project, like I said, first thing understand the project. All right. Make sure you understand what your stakeholders want you to do. Then the second is understand the data. All right. Because you have to make this two has to be clear. All right. So we're talking about sleeping hours, or let's just say sleep hours. And we know that the minimum value is 3. And we know that the maximum value is 10. So already you know that this data is a scale, meaning I don't know how this data was recorded or measured, but whatever way they were measured, we know that the maximum is 10. We can't say that this is 3 hours, this is 6 hours, this is 10 hours. No, because there are people that can't sleep. I mean, why do we not have anybody sleeping more than 10 hours? It only means that a lesser number means that this person, he's not having, he's sleeping less, and then a higher number means that he's sleeping a lot. So that's what the scale is doing. So when the sleeping hour is going to 10, of course, you know that when they say on the scale of 1 to 10, what you're trying to say is, you know, 1 is small and 10 is like the highest value of that thing. All right. Water intake, the same thing. Let's check for the maximum and the minimum. I think water intake is the same thing. It's also scale. It starts from 0.5 and it ends at 5. So this is on the scale of 0 to 5. All right, so that's the scale for this one, 0 to 5. Let's look at the next one, which is calorie consumed. Now, calorie consumed is literally a score, right? Because they're trying to know how much calorie you consume. Is there an average? Is there a scale by standard? Is there a number that says this is this average number of calorie that people should consume in a food or in a day? Is there any information like that? Our health practitioner, hey, shall leave me this project.
So I not leave you.
So is there a number that is like this is a good number of calorie score or amount of calorie consumed that a patient or a person should have? Is there a number like that?
Yes. But I think let's calculate it daily.
Oh, they calculate calorie consumed daily.
Yes.
Hmm. So how does the number look like? Does the number run in like thousands or in hundred or in units or in tens?
The thing is that to calculate it, it has to, it still deals with person's age, sex, weight, height, and activity level. That's the way we can calculate it. So it depends on how old the person is, the
Mm,
gender of the person, the weight of the person, and the height. Who is that?
interesting.
So, so I think so. It determines how old the person is. But it determines how old the person is and the weight of the person. Then I think we'll do additional division to get it.
Mm. So that means this is actually a value, right? It's not a scale.
Yes, sir.
Interesting. All right, thank you for that. So let's talk about smoking. All right. So under smoking, we have the data to be in zeros and ones. So zero means this person is not smoking or is not a smoker because there is a smoker.
I'm raising my hand, sir. I'm raising my hand.
Oh, you're raising. I'm not seeing the screen. I'm literally showing the entire screen. Okay, go ahead and speak.
I just came in, so I don't know what is happening. I didn't get in the information
So
on. I just
that
came
was
in, just
happening.
heard the whole thing. I don't
We're
know what is
cooking.
that. Can you just tell me what we are doing? I want to know what we are doing. Don't explain too much.
We're cooking.
You're cooking. Which kind of dish? Jollof rice. I mean, fried rice.
Okay, so let me
What is
explain.
this?
We're doing a project together. We're starting a project, right? At first, I asked us to choose an industry, and one person among us chose that we go through healthcare because she's the first person that joined the call. So when we chose healthcare, another person among us chose project five because there were two projects out of it. Now we've gone through this document, which is understanding the project, right? It's like a three-page document, and we also saw the source of the data. So we went to the source of that data, we downloaded the data, and then we imported the data. Now we imported the data on Power Query. The data has not gotten into Excel, but we're trying to understand the data because it's what you understand that you can now use the Excel Power Query tools to do. If you don't understand the data, you will not know what to do with these guys that is at our disposal. And that's what we're trying to do. Does that help you to an extent?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But there's a video, right?
Yeah, I am
Can you just show
capturing.
me?
I'm using a different recording than the last one we used. So this is 20 hours. Because I'm only going to do this, I'm going to stay true to this recording, depending on our ability to also show up in class, right? I know that some of us had issues with lights, and I mean, out of respect, I think Frida reached out to me to tell me about the challenge. I think Frida is the only person that reached out to me to say, "Oh, she won't be joining," or she's having light issues. But anybody that's not on this call is I cannot stand for you because I don't know what's going on. If you are fall inside bush, you are fall inside well, I do not know because you didn't. There was no communication or information about it. So apologies. I'm just being very serious to say that moving forward, this video that you guys are watching will be on YouTube, so it's easy for you to. So YouTube will do all the filtering.
Yes, it's better. YouTube better.
All right, so it's gonna be on YouTube. So YouTube will do all the filtering on the data cleaning and all right, so that way you just need to pause the video whenever and watch it, unlike the Telegram one, because I think a lot of us are having challenge with having challenge with the Telegram, and I'm not comfortable with that. All right, so still on Power Query, we can't do anything in Power Query without understanding the data so that we can know what are we going to do. Are we going to convert this guy to zero? Are we going to split this guy? Are we going to destroy this guy? Are we going to kill this guy? We can't know what to do until we understand the data. So that's what we're trying to do. Now for smoker, we have zero and one. So zero means this person is not a smoker. One means he's certainly a smoker. Under alcohol, we have zero as oh they do not take alcohol. One means they take alcohol. So these are scale data. All right. Sleeping hours. Now, these sleeping hours, resting hours, you can't tell me that this is 50 hours. Now, if you say 50 hours or 51 hours, then is this a function of week or is it function of days? All right, is it a function of week or is it a function of day? So let's know the minimum value of this resting hours and the maximum value of the resting hours. So it starts from 50 and it ends at 100. So that means we can actually create a scale for this data ourselves. We can create a scale to say that This is from 1 to 5. So anybody that is, anybody that is who's 50 to 59 is 1, 60 to 69 is 2, 70 to this is like that. Because we don't know this exact number. We can't say this is hour, we can't say this is day, we can't say this is weeks. You can't tell me somebody sleeping for 97 hours. Is resting for 97 hours. Jesus. This one is not creating, God is not creating it from the person. This one is gone. So we can't assume that this is the literal number. So this is going to be a scale, meaning we have to be the one to create this scale ourselves. Are we together? And then we have the,
Yes, sir.
all right, and then we have all the two blood pressure. All right. I'm going to have to ask our medical person to help us here. What is the meaning of syntolic and diastolic BP? Because I don't know these things. Let me not lie. I'm hearing them in this project. You don't have to know everything too. I know medical is very wide. So if you don't know, you can just say you don't know that, but you have idea or something.
No, sir, I know it though.
Shit. Yeah.
For
Give us, hit us.
so for is when checking blood pressure, that's BP. So systolic is the up part, diastolic is the down part. So it help us to know how the heart beats. You understand?
No, explain more.
Can you people hear me?
Yeah, me, I'm hearing you. I don't know about others, but me, I'm
Yes,
hearing
yes. I'm enjoying what you're saying, you know.
Okay, so systolic blood pressure, it is the top number in the blood pressure.
you. Is it what?
It helps to measure the pressure in your arteries. I said it is the blood pressure. It i- it is the blood pressure. It helps to measure the pressure. It helps to measure the pressure in the arteries when your heart beats. You know that time when the heart will do doom, 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 doom. The pressure that the thing is, that is the intense rate to which the heart beats. That is what is systolic pressure.
Interesting. Nice, nice. Yeah, continue, continue. What about the other one?
Then for the diastolic blood pressure, it is the bottom pressure. That's the second one. So this one it helps. It helps to, even when we're checking BP, we have the first part and the second part. That's why we see 120, 80. You understand? So that first
Oh,
part,
okay.
yes, that first part is the systolic. That's where
Hmm.
we see 120, where people have 130 like that. Then that down part is diastolic, the
Hmm.
the down part. And this one it helps in measuring pressure in your arteries between heartbeats. It helps to what? Measure it helps to measure pressure in your arteries between heartbeats. That is when the heart is relaxed. That part helps for relaxation. So
Hmm.
when the heart is relaxed, yes, it tends to give us an accurate reading. That's why sometimes you see when some people they strain themselves too much, maybe they do tedious work, and after they go and check their blood pressure, they only see that the up one needs to be very high than the low one. That's why some people will be seeing 150, 100, 150, 80. It's because they've stressed their they've stressed themselves too much. So the heart self is because as you are working, as you are doing any tedious work, it's also affecting the person's heart also. So I hope I've not been able to brainwash you people. But for you to
Wait,
understand,
before you run. So it means that if a person, if we have the two blood pressure rating of a person, is the diastolic that we should focus more on because that's the rating for when the person is in his normal state, relaxed mode, right?
not really because the two are important.
Oh, the two
The
are
two
important.
that Yes, diastolic and systolic they work together. You understand? So
Mm.
when the up part, when the up part, that is the systolic, is high, that means it's also a problem. That's why you see most doctors, even in hospital, they tend to try to make sure that part come down, because if that part exceeds the normal range, it's going to cause it's life threatening and it's a big problem. So the both are very necessary. But most people they focus on the systolic part more because of the pressure. But that does not mean the diastolic too is not important. They both are important.
So at what point should there be an alarm for someone's systolic BP?
Okay. Although the normal range for blood pressure is 120/80.
Okay.
So if somebody has 125, 130, we might just say because of due to maybe the person has stress, or maybe a sleepless night. So, but once it's entering 135 or 140, there is a problem. There is a problem. But there are some people, because of their family history, maybe their forefathers they have BP. So some people, once their own is 140, they used to thank God, because they feel that's their normal rate. Because in their family they used to have 180, 200 for blood pressure. So once the person see BP of 140, the person will be thanking God that, okay, oh, my BP is normal. So 135 to 140. That's the risk factor. That's why somebody should be cautious of it. Person.
Hmm. All right, this is good. All right. Okay. All right. So now I'm thinking, how do we analyze this? So it means that we need to create this project is gonna be fun. All right, this is good. Thank you so much. Let's talk about cholesterol. So tell me more about cholesterol. Why? What's the numbers? What does these numbers mean? 250, 175. What does that mean?
So I think these numbers are these cholesterol numbers. They are the people's, maybe their intake. This cholesterol is in them oily substance. You understand? So I think it's the level at which they are, how will I put it? The level at which they've taken too much oily substance. You understand? So, for example, now I can walk into a hospital now and check my cholesterol level, and they'll be like, maybe it's 100, 150. It depends on the person's intake. So these ones are the intake. Like there was one time one of my brother checked his cholesterol level. They said it was too high. So when they say cholesterol level is too high, that means that person needs to stop eating too much oily substance. Because there's too much once there's too much cholesterol in the body, that one self is another problem. So these things are just the numbers at which these ones are just the numbers at which maybe they've gone to the hospital. These are the numbers. How will I put it now? Sir, I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, but
Yeah, I get.
this one now,
Listen, I
this
understand.
okay, this is the number that this is the numbers, these numbers now are the numbers of people, their cholesterol. You
Yeah.
understand? But I don't really remember. Let me check.
Okay.
Normal cholesterol rate. I don't remember. Let me check.
All right. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Let me see who is on this call. Because what you not come and tell me, you don't understand what we did in class still. I'll just delete you from that group. Oh, interesting. We almost have nine of us. I mean, seven of us. All right, cool. Victory. What are you doing here?
It's not really party. It's not really party.
What did you say?
Sir, can you hear me?
Ma, yes, loud and clear.
Okay, so um for high cholesterol
Okay.
greater than 240, like high,
240.
that's very high. Yes, greater than 240.
Oh, wow.
Then for the borderline high, that is not really high, but it's high. Borderline high, 200 to 239.
Okay.
Then desirable. Then for the normal one, 200, less than 200.
Less than
But then we now
200.
have less than 200.
Okay.
Then we have low cholesterol.
Okay.
Low one is less than 40 for men, less
40.
than 50 for,
40.
yes, less than 40.
Okay.
That's for the low one, no. Less than 40 for men. Then less than 50 for women.
Interesting.
Are you there? Then for
Yeah.
the normal one, yes, the normal one, this last one, 40 to 59 for men.
Okay.
Then 50 to 59 for women.
And you call this normal?
Yes, 40 to 59.
Okay. So when you
But
say
women,
normal should be
so
less than 200, are you saying that it's okay for it to be less than 200?
for normal,
Yeah.
I see that one is desirable. There are some people that used to desire, like this cholesterol level now is divided into so many. We have the total cholesterol. We have
Mm,
the one that is bad. We have the one that is good. You understand? So that
okay.
one I think that is less than 200 is we have the desirable, we have the borderline, and we have the one that is high.
Mm,
But this one I just told you now, when I was calling women and men,
yeah.
is the normal one. Is the normal one that we used to use. That is the low, the normal, and the high.
Okay.
And that's one that is still good a bit. So just that women tends to have more cholesterol level than men because of our bye bye, because of our intake of oily substance.
Interesting. Oh, nice. Okay. This is good. All right. My time is up. This is 9:45. All right. This is where I'm going to stop. This has been very helpful, Gifts. Thank you so much. Gifts. Don't miss the next class. Okay.
Gift, well done. Oh.
Yes, sir.
Yes, that is the next class. That was good. Now, you see that when I said two things, understanding the data from the statistics and the context, I know the statistics side of this data. Like, I'm an analyst, but at this point, I had to shut up and talk to the person that knows better, right? And that's the contextual angle. Now, this is very important in real cases because if you don't know what you're doing and you decide to just go to a chat GPT to give you this information, what if the hospital or the clinic or the source of the information have their own standard that they are using, or they have their own value? Now, ChatGPT might be giving you something that is maybe based on the history of the internet, but what if there's a hospital with their own rating? So talking to those kind of people, or the source of the data that was given to you, or the source of the project, let's be more specific, source of the project is as important as what you do. All right. So this is where I'm going to stop. All of these things that we've taken notes are the things I'm going to need to be able to analyze this data. All right, because this data is in numeric, so we need to find a way to do it. Now, let me just give you an example quickly before I move away. Now, we have zero, we have one. Zero means this person is not at risk, or let's just say zero means this person is not at risk. All right, disease risk is zero, means no risk. Why? The person that has one means that there is risk. Now, I'm going to create a group for that, meaning I'm going to have to standardize. Let's go back to the document. The document says here, let's go to it. Let's go to it. Let's go to it. All right. It says use Power Query to handle missing data. So we have to even check if there's a missing data. Then we have to standardize category. What we want to do now, or what we are trying to do, or what we would be doing, will be to standardize where each of these numbers are going to have their group. All right, we're going to create a group for them. Just like how we're looking at the cholesterol level, we're going to have to create a group and make some people are going to fall in a particular group. That way, it's going to be easy for us to analyze the data to know how much of these clients, I mean, how much of the patients have a high cholesterol level or low cholesterol level. All right. And that's what I mean by standardization. That's what the concept of standardization is. And then it says ensure accuracy, meaning don't just use your head to do this thing. Research on this thing so that whatever information you create would be accurate. So that's what we're doing in data cleaning and data preparation. Does that make any sense to us?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
So there's gonna be a video on the analysis parts. Latest by Wednesday, latest by Thursday, because I have a lot of things to sort out. But latest by Thursday. Blessing, you know what to do now. Just keep disturbing me so that I can put that on my top task. And then I think there should be two videos: data analysis and visualization. And then anyone that we're not able to sort out, we will come to class and meet it. Your assignments, you see these things that blessing, I mean, gift was guiding us through. I need us to now go back and not just research, but give me a categorical, like group this information into category. All right. For example, let me give you an example. For example, age. I needed to create an age group. We have the lowest age to be 18, and we have the highest age to be 90, 79. So create a group for this age. All right. If you want to say from 0 to 18 is this one, from 19 to be this one is this one, just give me that group. All right. So that's what I need you. Create a group for the age. For the BMI, create a group for the BMI. Daily step, maybe I don't know, but create a group for daily step, create a group for sleeping hours, create a group for water intake, create a group for cholesterol's consumption, create a group for smoking, create a group for alcohol. I just need you guys to create a group for all these things, right? Do your research and create a group for them based on standard, though, not based on your head, based on standard. And then try to submit that before midweek or latest by Thursday, because that way we will both be on the same page where we understand the data, and then I will work on the statistical analysis. I mean, I'll work on the analysis part to help you understand it, while you understand it from a contextual side. Is that assignment clear? Hmm.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, England. Like somebody have left me a Bible scripture to read. Okay, nobody left Bible scripture. Frida, what's your question? Frida, just leave it as a comment. You know that last time you tried asking question, I could not hear you. So I'm thinking it's happening again now. So you might want to just leave that as a message. Yeah, just leave it as a message, okay? Leave it chats, like type it, because right now I can't get it. All right, why Frida is typing? Any question? Any vocal question? Anyone? So the assignment is just to create a group for each of those variables in the data. All right, I'm going to share the data sets with us on Telegram, and I would also send the link to the document on Telegram. So just look out for it. Blessing, please send me a reminder of this tomorrow so I send it in. All right. Question. I'm waiting for Frida's question. Aside Frida, any other question in the
Papa,
question?
I already asked.
Okay. Um, I don't understand what you don't understand that the assignment is really well. It's as simple as what I just said. Frida, age. What's the minimum age? 18. What's the maximum age? 90, 79. How do you create a group for age? Let's say, for example, you want to say 18 to 23 is okay, 18 to 20, 18 to 25 is young adults, right? 18 to 25 is young adults. 26 to 40 is adults. 41 to 79 is, I don't know, but that's what I mean by creating a group. So just do that research. Use a standard though. Don't just use your head. You see that I don't want to fall it. I don't want to fall for the temptation of using my head. I don't want to use my head because I don't want to fall for the temptation of that. So use a standard. Research around it. Use a standard. Frida, does that answer your question now? What I meant by the assignment? I just want to see a message saying yes, you do. No, no, no. You're not explaining. You. Oh, that's true. Okay, explain and give me a standard. Explain and create a group. Concerning others, go and research on the others. Mm. Go and research on the others. If you don't know it, don't do the assignments. What I've said is actually very simple. I don't know why you're struggling with it. Each of these, you cannot create a group without understanding these things. Do you know? Do you get? Okay, Gift was able to help us with a standard regarding to the cholesterol because she understood it. So it means you have to first go and research and understand, and then create a group. That's it. If you've not researched, you cannot understand the group. This group that is on my Jotson, oh, where's my sticky notes? This is my sticky note. This group, okay, for example, now we have BMI, right? We have underweight, we have normal weight, we have overweight. This scale we extracted based on, you know, from feedback from Gift, right? That's what I mean by create a group, like group them. So it means that if I come back to this data, I'm going to have to find, that means in this data, anybody that I find that has 18.5 to 24.9, I am going to refer to them as having a normal weight. That's what I mean by group. So this is for BMI. All right. Then this is for, you know, she gave us for cholesterol and she also gave us for BP. So that's what I'm asking us to do. Gifts. I say gifts, sorry. Gifts is not you, Jerry. Frida. See that I cannot call your name fully. Frida. Go and research. If you don't research, you will not understand the assignment as much as. So first research. When you research, you will understand what those numbers are, and then you create a group for those numbers based on whatever you've researched. But make sure that you're using a standard information. You're not just, I don't know, you're not using your head. More like it. Okay, I've been repeating this sentence like 7 times now. I'm feeling like there's more to this thing. All right, guys. Any other question before we call it a night? I have a meeting by 10. I'm supposed to have stepped out by now. All right, guys. Bye for now. The recording will be made available, and the assignment is to just research the sheets, the data set to be made available as well, and the documents, which is the projects document, will be made available. That'll be all for now. Thank you for joining. Good night.
Right, sir.
Yes, gifts. Thank you. Blessing. Take a screenshot of people that is in class so that I can take their attendance. Ah,
All
someone
right,
has left
sir.
the call. Let me see. Okay, nobody has left the call except for nobody. Okay, I want to say except for nobody, but nobody threw me. All right.